Hey there, chaps and chapses, welcome to Mod's Review. Today I'm going to be showcasing you a pretty amazing mod called Extreme Reactors. Now this mod let us build our very own reactor for it to produce a massive amount of energy. Now this mod is meant to be integrated with other mods like the Thermal series, Create, Mechanism, and basically every other mod that requires energy production. So it just doesn't produce one type of energy. And in today's video I am going to show you how to build your very own reactor, how does it work with other mods, and basically everything that it has to offer. So let us begin. So first of all, I'm going to show you the basics of it, like how to build your reactor. I really recommend using J and Patchouli for you to not get lost, because this mod requires a lot of crafting and it is a little bit complicated, but don't worry. So first of all, we're going to need these main materials for us to build our very own reactor. These are basically the essentials. This is a little bit optional as well as this one, but I am going to show you how to build one. So first of all, what you want to do is also get a water bucket, and basically you need to build a 5 by 5, alright? Just like this. So after you build your 5 by 5 grid, we are also going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like this one, or if you prefer it a little bit shorter, a little bit larger, as you wish, alright? Now your casing needs to be looking something like this. Now I'm going to use glass to fill these little empty spaces, but you can use the reactor casing, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to use glass just to show you how it works. Now after you got something like this, you are going to put over here the reactor controller, the basic type, right? All of this is the basics. I'm going to show you the difference about basic and reinforced in a bit. And over here you can put your forge energy power trap, your forge energy charging port, and your solid access port. Now, after you go to all that, you are going to fill in these 4 little squares the reactor fuel rod. You're gonna put it something like this, about this size, and on top of this ones, you are going to put the reactor control rod. Now it should look something like this, and for the final touches, you're just gonna put some water over here. After you put the water, you can put the reactor casing or a glass. I'm gonna put a glass. And after that, your reactor should look something like this. As you can see, the glass connects, the blocks also here connects and changes its textures. Now for our reactor to work, we are going to need ZeroNoRyouki ingot. And ZeroNoRyouki is basically doing by smelting gelorite or by smelting gelorite dust. It really doesn't matter. I think if you break it, it's going to give you ZeroNoRyouki dust. Now after we got our ZeroNoRyouki ingot, we are going to put it on the reactor solid access port. Now this is actually essential for our reactor, so I'm going to go ahead and put it right over here. As you can see, it automatically puts all of it, and as you can see from our rods, is a little bit over there, like the fluid. Now we can go over here and we can see the core fuel status. It's got 66.67 full, and we just simply turn the reactor on, and as you can see, it will start generating energy. Now this might not seem like a lot of energy, but it is actually quite a lot. Now you want to keep your casing heat and your core heat to a low temperature, and we're gonna do that by adding some water, ice, or really any other coolant that the mod accepts for your reactor, well, not to blow up. Now I'm going to show you how the charging port works. As you can see here, I got a little trinket that it's out of energy. So just simply go here and put it right over here, and as you can see, it's going to charge really fast. Now this is 1.6 million. As you can see over here, it is charging pretty fast. Now our little trinket over here is fully charged. Now for the power tab, I'm going to show you with this little knickknack that I built over here. So I'm just going to put this little block. As you can see from our little trinket over here, the stored energy is at 3.2. Now you are going to need to use another mod that adds cable for you to transport the energy to whatever thing you need. Now I'm using applied energy 62 just as an example, but you can use any other mod that you like. Now your reactor is going to generate waste, and for that I recommend you having 2 solid access ports. And for getting the waste out, you simply just click here on inject waste. But because my reactor is basically new, it doesn't have any waste as of yet. But when you are using it more and more, it obviously gonna generate waste and you need to eject it. Now I'm going to show you how turbines work, but they are a little bit more complicated and really messy, so I really don't recommend you building them. And not only that, but you are actually going to need some other mods for it to work. So I'm really just going to show you a little basic thing about it, and I am actually going to use this little turbine creative steam generator because you need steam for your turbines to work. So you first of all need to your turbine active fluid port, and you actually need to connect it with cables or some other fluid transport with steam that works with the steam. So I'm just going to show you really fast how it's going to work. As you can see, we got our vapid fluid tank because we got a little thing over here, and we got the coolant fluid tank, and I don't have any coolant fluid, the rotor speed, and internal energy buffer. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it on. And for you to collect the energy, you actually do need the induction coils, but unfortunately this mod does not add that sort of stuff, as you can see over here. So really I just recommend you giving up on the turbines because they are very messy and very complicated. But if you do want to use them, well, here's the basic structure. As you can see, it's not that hard, but you do need to be, it needs to be 5 by 5 over here, and it can be as tall as you like. It's a little bit complicated, a little bit messy, and overall really hard to make, so I don't recommend you using the turbines. And on a side note, the redstone port for the turbines or for the reactor core, it's just a little penny for you to, well, work with redstone. So like if the redstone signal is off, well, the reactor will be off, etc, etc. So it's really just that. Now Extreme Reactors requires other mods for you to use all of its features. For example, I'm using Mechanism right now for me to use the reprocessor. So I'm going to show you how it works a little bit. So first of all, you need a 3 by 7 casing. So you can see over here on the top we are going to put the reprocessor waste injector. I put some cyanide, which is usually what Gelorium will bring out as a waste. Over here you're going to put the reprocessor fluid injector, I think little 2 blocks below, and right over here you're going to put the reprocessor output ports and the reprocessor controller. And over here you need a power port, well, for it to work obviously. I'm obviously using a creative energy cube, and advanced universal cable, and electric pump for it to pump a little water that I put over here. And I am using an ultimate mechanical pipe, and well, yeah, I'm pumping water. So if we go over here and if we put the reprocessor to on, as you can see over here, it's going to put out plutonium. And plutonium can be used for fuel for our reactor. So this one is actually quite cool, because you can actually recycle the waste that your reactor will generate. And before I forget, you also need a reprocessor collector all the way down here. If not, your reactor, well, your reprocessor is not going to work. Now, last but not least, I'm going to show you how the fluidizer works. Now, as you can see, I have 2 over here because you may actually gonna need 3, but I'm just going to show you how it's basically done. So, first of all, as you can see here, it's a 5 by 4 build. We're going to need a fluidizer output port, a fluidizer controller, I'm putting 2 fluid acids all injected over here. I'm going to show why in a bit. And finally a power port. And it's basically the same in this one, but I'm going to put a fluid injector and a solid injector. So first of all, in the solid injector, so how they work are a little bit messy, but they are easy to understand, I think. So this one is called the solid mixing, and I think this one is called fluid mixing, if I'm not wrong. And how the solid mixing works is that you put 2 blocks or 2 ingots, whatever you want, and it will basically give you different types of fuel. As you can see, beryllium, tangerium, and well, the different types of mixing. You can also just put one type of fluid for you to get that, for example, magnetic ingot from magnetic fluid, cyanide fluid, blah blah blah. And the fluid mixing, it works well only with fluid. So you are actually going to need to, for you to get different types of fluids. And these fluids are going to work for your reactor like as a coolant, to act as a coolant. So they are a little bit messy, but they are easy to use. So as you can see over here, we got the input fuel and the input fuel. So this one is for fluids only, so you are actually going to need 2 of these things. So let's say if I put plutonium and I don't know, magnetite, I'm going to get something from over here from the output tank, and I'm also going to need to pump it. And the same goes here, but if I only want to put 1 here, I just put it over here, I turn it on, and it's going to just give me that type of fluid. So this is it, guys, for the Extreme Reactors mod. It's a very big and useful mod, but unfortunately it does require other mods for you to actually use all of its features. But anyways, thank you so much guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye bye.